and see what makes us so different. You can smell like this, or this. Made from all natural botanicals, herbs, extracts, and oils, try all 30 aromatics. Mix them and match them. Give them to loved ones. Your skin has never felt this good. Our aromatics are infused with 100% Ghanaian shea butter and ported bi-monthly. Packed, rich in vitamins and minerals to ensure its vitality, of course. Oh, and we let it whip and whip and whip. And we whip it right. Helps fight psoriasis and eczema, severe inflammation, acne and diaper rash, razor bumps, stretch marks and discoloration, dry, cracked feet, and more. Even the bees love it. That's because it's earthen. It's Butter Baby. All natural earthen skincare. Try its Butter Baby today and make your skin happy.
Yo, yo, yo. What's happening? Too Black, Too Strong, Mega Blast, and Promotions. Me the company. Like y'all just saw. It's Butter Baby. Got to give a shout out to my sponsor, man, my proud sponsor. And my home girl, Jackie. A lot of y'all know her. Y'all reach out to her, give me a holler. Get your shea butter on. Also, yours true lazy addict Blakk via the break room, man. We got that black soap on sale too. So y'all make sure y'all holler at me. Inside the studio, the Charles Evans studio, sitting with me, man, to my right, well, cat a corner to me, is Lex Luga. Lex Luga, what's happening with you, bro?
Man, what's up with it, man? Glad to be invited to the show.
Ain't no doubt, man. Slide on up to that mic, man. Get nice and clear, man, so they won't, mistake nothing. We don't want nothing mistaken, man.
Yes, sir.
And, this is our first time sitting down, talking mic to mic, shoulder to shoulder, and talking about some things, man, that some people need to know about. Okay, It's a lot of people out here know about both of us. We are legends in the SIP and throughout the Southeastern region, and across the globe, because there's some people know about you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You too, man. Yeah.
But first of all, we want to find out, man, where you come from.
Well, I come from originally actually Los Angeles. That's where a lot of my family at. Then moved to Smallville, they call Tier, then Jackson.
Okay.
So, then lived in a few different places too, man. I had a little time in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, but, he's my home JSU alumni.
Right.
So I claim the Jacktown, though, just so, really, be honest, I really always say Mississippi, though.
How you end up in Mississippi?
Man, my mom was on drugs, and, her story goes, got shipped to my grandmother for my grandmother to raise me.
Your mother she still living?
No, my mother committed suicide in 2004.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, man, if you choose to.
Yeah.
All right. So you was raised in Los Angeles?
Up until I was about 11 to 12, something like that. Then from that point, I was raised in the country. I went to Byram and Forest Hill, played ball. I really started off as a ball player because I got to say that's what got me all my connections. Because I was pretty good at that ball at once upon a time, man.
Which kind of ball? Basketball?
Basketball. Yeah, man. I played all 5 positions, man. 20-point double-digit rebound.
Man, come on, bro.
I had close to 30 in my senior year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. Until, so that's when my journey started, and because I have to go back there because I made so many connections playing ball because we played ball everywhere, everywhere. What I mean? Like AAU, I played in different places, played state to state. So I met a lot of people in different places that helped me with the music business.
Okay.
So it started with the ball. You know what I mean? Because I was very what was the word, cocky and arrogant, talk noise, and people gravitate to that when you put numbers up like that too, and they can't figure it out. You know what I mean?
That's part of the program.
Yeah. So I made a lot of friends that, or I say associates that I'm cool with to this day. he 30 years later, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what's up. I didn't know that, man. So, you know, you learn something new every day. I'm proud to be a part of that, man. For you to tell me that, and share that with me. And coming through, what part of Los Angeles were you actually from?
48th and Crenshaw. If you've been to Los Angeles, if you ever go down the Shaw, the house on the corner used to be a church. Is across from there. It's a little body shop. It's a really big house. It's like a semi mansion. It sits on the street. That was my grandfather's house.
Man, that's crazy.
My mother had because it's like a mansion and it's apartments. It's 2 apartments attached to it. He gave my mother one of the apartments because I was the youngest son. So just a little part of it. I was kind of raised as youngest son because my mother had me when she was 16.
Okay.
So my grandfather, you know, kind of took me in as the youngest son because, you know, because I'm his oldest grandchild too.
Right.
So my grandfather was something that's an amazing black man, if you know his story, which you know, we're working on telling his story. Because my grandfather come from the country streets of Mississippi, went out to Los Angeles and became a millionaire.
Wow.
Like he started from the streets and ended up taking his street money and opened up, it was called Texas Famous Fried Chicken. He had 3 different restaurants in Los Angeles. And so that's what I come from.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, because my grandfather instilled everything in me. And that's exactly who I look like, too. I post his picture every now and then.
Man, that's crazy.
His name was Buddy Boy. His name was Buddy Boy Smith.
Okay, Buddy Boy Smith.
Yep, had 19 kids.
And he was actually from Mississippi.
He was actually from Mississippi. You know, everybody gonna know him from Los Angeles because he left here when he was 17. You know, but he's from Mississippi originally.
Do you know his birth date?
I don't know his birth date. I could look it up because I got the obituary.
Okay.
You know, my grandfather passed in 07.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to your family, bro. That's interesting to know, man. Well, you know, all of us have some roots, and most of it is from the South.
Some from the South.
Yeah. So with that being said, man, shout out to your family, man. And so coming up in Los Angeles, what can you recall, man? Some of the, you know, a couple of staples, man, in your brain that you can remember from Los Angeles.
Oh man, the time of my
other
life.
than that, because that's important.
Well, see, so we moved from there. My mother ended up meeting my brother's father, so we ended up moving to Inglewood, California, across the street from the Forum. Mm-hmm. So what I remember is part of me playing basketball was it was a court across the street from the Forum. Then it's our apartment. So, you know, I got the ball with some of the, like, I balled with Paul Pierce. Me and Paul Pierce is about the same age. We played at the same park. And there was an older guy that we both got our game from. He was a couple years older than us. He played at Inglewood High. He was one of the star basketball players at Inglewood High before Paul Pierce.
Man.
You know? So he taught us a lot of the moves I had. I got from him. A lot of, if you ever play ball against me, and if you go watch Paul Pierce, the moves that he do, if you ever noticed the similar moves that we do, we got them from another guy named DeMoney. DeMoney went on to play for Arizona State, but that was my guy, you know. So that's kind of so. And with my mother, the guy who she ended up marrying, which is my brother's father, worked for the airline. So I flew for free. So even when I got shipped back to Mississippi, I flew out to LA on the weekend. You know, like, because we flew free. So I would go, because my mother didn't want me to go and all this here, but like I say, she really was, you know, that's about the time she got on drugs. Okay. So, you know, taking me, then she ended up having my brother, you know, so a lot of that is what molded me, because I was around stars. We used to sneak in the Forum, so I got to see, I still even got tickets to when I got tickets, because we used to hang out up front and see all the stars, and they'll give us tickets sometimes, because I was a little kid. Keep in mind, I was a kid. Like a young kid, 12, 13, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So I've met a whole bunch of famous people, you know. One of my inspirations that got me into the music, I was on, so when you fly free, you get to fly first class, there ain't no tickets. Right. So one of my inspirations, I got to meet Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre talked to me like a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Told me a little stuff about the industry. You know, he was a real cool cat, but he was a womanizer because he ended up getting with one of the girls on the plane. You know what I mean? I never forget that because we all in first class together. You know what I'm saying? He was cool. We only had one security guard with him. I flew with Bernie Mac. You know, even at the forum, I was at Michael Jordan first championship. You know, I got to see that game. I still got my ticket. I met Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, Shaq. You know, I met Shaq 3 times. And like, Shaq is the coolest dude ever.
Yeah, he seemed like it.
He walk in the building, he shakes everybody's hand if you like in VIP or whatever, you know. Like, if you around him, he will come speak to everybody and shake your hand. Like, I've never seen nobody like that.
That's cool.
Do that, you know, versus Kobe and Mike ain't even talking. They don't even talk to you. You know what I mean? I was a little kid. I met Michael Jordan 3 times. He never said a word.
No talking. Yeah.
He didn't sign autographs or nothing either.
Wow.
And you couldn't really get to him though. Like, I was about as far as him because he's surrounded by security though. So
yeah. Understood. Well, I met a couple of them, man. Barkley, Jordan. I don't think I ever met Shaq. I don't think so. But anyway, man, you had a spicy life, man, early on.
Yeah, so
that kind of shaped and molded you to who you are right now.
That's why I'm mentioning it because, you know, certain people will probably think certain things about me that don't know me. But, you know, I was raised in that environment. And like I say, if anybody know my grandfather was really somebody. Mm-hmm. You know, like he was really, you know, he was part of an elite class of people during his time when I was coming up. So we was taught different things, and to be around those type of people, I got to understand that everybody is still people no matter their status.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the bigger artists, sometimes, dog, I don't even want to meet artists I'm a fan of because there's been too many I've met that wasn't to the level of my expectations.
Kind of a disappointment.
A lot of them, too.
Yeah, I've gotten that as well. I'm going to tell you something else about artists or celebrities. A lot of them don't want to be treated like celebrities.
Yes, I've learned that too.
Yeah, I learned that way back. I learned that like probably in the 90s, early 90s. I learned that. Scarface, Pimp C, different people like that. I learned that they don't want to be treated. They want to be treated like everyday people. I don't know. It's just something that needs to be told, and that's one of the reasons. You know, like we was talking before we got on the show. Me and Husani was talking. This is my second time mentioning him. Me and Batman was on here last night, and we was talking about. I talked to Husani. He's in Oakland now. Get With It Promotions from Mississippi, and we was talking about how if we don't tell a story, the story is gonna get told. And it's going to be something added and something taken away from it. So shout out to you once again, man, you and your family, man. And I appreciate you for coming on my platform, man, to tell your story.
Yep, and I appreciate you inviting me because the stuff I'm telling you I haven't said on any platform before. Like people don't, like I never go this far back in my story. This is the first time I've even said this on a public platform.
Man,
first time I probably even said my grandfather's actual name
and
on a platform.
What inspired you other than what you went through personally? What inspired you to tell your grandfather's story?
Well, you, because when you said, you know, about telling your story, and you said there's a lot of us dying off, you know, and didn't get to tell their story, and for whatever reason that. He was like, you know what? He's right. You know what I mean? Because I done lost a lot of people. You know, just recently lost what I consider my older brother, you know, a few months ago. So now I done lost my youngest and then my oldest brother.
Wow.
And so it was, the most emotional day was my birthday, was a week ago. And, you know, my whole life, he's the only person that called and wished me happy birthday. So when you said that, it brought those to the forefront, like, okay. Because he just died out of nowhere, you know, in a car accident, you know, at the age of 50. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, you know what? I've never said certain things I had promised my grandfather I would make sure his legacy be known, and I haven't done that.
Got you.
I haven't fulfilled my promise to him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Understood.
And so you made me think about that. Just those simple words you said, because we was on the phone only probably a minute or two.
Right.
So those simple words, it had me thinking about, well, if I go on this platform, what would I discuss? Because I had told you I really wasn't trying to do no more interviews, but most of my interviews is about the music career.
Right.
And you was like, tell the story. And I was like, well, you know what? I'll give Blakk something because I got the utmost respect for you. Just like, so I'm gonna give you something that you probably don't even know, and I doubt if you even remember. See, we was jits under you. When Scarface was your homie,
right?
And you was like with script, you was a street team. I don't know whatever you was with him. I don't know what it was because I was a shorty, but we had our own squad. You was the first person that put stuff in our hand to pass out. It was me. it was a whole crew of us, right?
Right.
D-Lo was your guy. D-Lo was my guy.
Right.
But we all hung together, and you was like, hey, man, you know, y'all need to want to do some work. I know y'all love Scarface. Well, here you go. I'm going to give y'all a CD, and what y'all want to do, I want y'all to go check it out, let me know what y'all thinking. I want y'all to pass this stuff out for me. Y'all got me, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? You was the first person to do that. And you don't even know
that's
that.
Crazy.
Because that's a crucial part of my story because I got in the music industry with the industry people because of how I learned how to do the street team stuff, not because of nothing else.
Right.
That's what we was reached out for because this week we used to have the Gorilla Mark. We had the posters up everywhere. We had flyers out everywhere. We had CDs out. We used to hit up all the stores and they wanted to know who was South State Connected, who is this doing that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But it started, my very first time was you.
Damn.
And I know you didn't know that. So that's why the invite and coming here, I said, you know what, I'm gonna give him the whole story because he don't even know the little stuff that he did.
Wow.
Because you didn't know me.
People tell me stuff like that all the time, and to this day, it wasn't an on purpose thing. You know what I'm saying?
You were putting the young nigga to work. That was what you were doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I still do that. I still do that to this day. And I mean, I just thank God, man, that it blessed somebody.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was influenced. You did
appreciate that, man.
You did ended up because I guess it wasn't exactly you, but that and finding out who we were. We did end up getting in the show free too. We did end up getting in one of the shows free. It ended up being when they bought a Devin the Dude. Devin the Dude. Because it ended up reaching Stokes. Because Stokes was the one who brought him or whatnot.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So because that was like really the start of me being introduced to somebody who was actually in the industry. That's my first start.
That's what's up.
I was about 18 years old, 17, somewhere in there.
All right. Okay. Now, let's fast forward just a tad bit.
Okay.
Your transition from Los Angeles to the South, how was it for you?
Oh, I loved it, man. I loved it.
Did you want to come to the South?
Not originally, but when I got here, I loved it. Because, you know, I was in LA, man, it was gangbanging. See, this was the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was, you know, or late 80s. It was late 80s. Well, it was going on 90.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dog, it was gangbanging everywhere, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people was dying that was like, that we knew. So, yeah, I mean, you know, and I'm able to, it was so much freedom.
Man, that's
coming to the country. It was freedom. I didn't have freedom in LA.
Right. And you know, it's crazy that in these movies, it's written just like that.
Because it's the truth.
In these movies, it's just like that, bro. Yeah. I'm talking about on everything. And if it ain't New York, LA is New York. If it ain't New York, it's Detroit. It's some major city, Chicago especially.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
they come to Mississippi, man, to escape that atmosphere.
Yeah, but it was a lot.
Man,
it was a lot different.
The only thing different in your story is you wasn't the one in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't, you know, mixed up in, you know, about to go to prison or nothing like that. Man, that's deep. That's deep. I was
bro. Being bad though.
I know. You know, we all was.
That's how I got. That's part of it because I didn't have. I mean, so my stepfather worked all the time, and then my mother's on drugs. I was taking care of myself. You know, so my grandmother got word of it. It's like, no, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't.
Get his ass down here to the south.
Yeah, because I was being, you know. I mean,
mischievous.
Yeah, you know, and so, you know, I was the perfect candidates that the street dudes take in. You know, and so my uncle was young too, so my uncle would come get me as much as he could, but you know, he was still doing his thing. But he kept me with him as much as he could.
Okay, all right.
So because he didn't want to tell my grandmother, by the way, but yeah.
Okay, so what can you say attributed to your mother ending up on drugs?
Oh, well, she told me. So before one thing I thank God for, before my mother passed away, my mother was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So before she passed away, she told me her whole life story. You know, because I went to take care of her. You know, I moved back to the house where she was at, which is my grandmother's house, and was taking care of her. She told me her whole life story. So what led her to being on drugs? See, how long is this? This is a long time ago, so it got to be past statute of limitations. But my whole family was known as drug dealers. Like my grandfather was a kingpin, and my uncle had her stashing her drugs. I had another uncle that was he was, you know, they was half brother and sister. He was on drugs, and so he knew my mom had the drug that they used to hide at her house, and so he came over there and, you know, took the drugs and made her smoke them with him. So my uncle, you know, my uncle loved my mother. He wouldn't hurt my mother, but he would hurt my other uncle.
Yeah.
And so she said that he made her try it, and that was it. You know, the first time crack, because we talking about crack. You know?
That's usually how it is.
You know,
that's normal. That's the normal. That's just how it is.
And that's coming from her. So.
And did she ever recover, get free from drugs before she
temporarily? No, because that's what made her do it. She said she couldn't take it no more. Because she would try to get off drugs.
It was hard.
Yeah, but it was a 20-some year fight. You know, because she passed at the age of 45.
Oh, young. Yeah. Very young.
Yeah, she decided one day that was it. She fought as long as she could. You know, her longest period staying off drugs was probably about a year or so.
What did she take as a way to, you know, commit suicide?
She stole one of my uncles came by. She stole his car and ran into a bridge. You know, and it just so happens, like she was schizophrenic. It just so happened I was standing there watching her. I couldn't take it no more because she used to do a lot of different stuff. I just left that night, and you know, I came back. She come by me flying. You know, I was like, man.
Wait, ho.
I said, it was like my mama. Yeah.
So you were there? You were there?
Yeah, I was the person that found it. I'm the only one that witnessed it. I was by myself. Like
how the hell that happened?
Like ironically enough, I'm coming. I'm at the stop sign. My mother passed me going about 100.
Where were y'all?
In Terry. We was in Terry, Mississippi.
So this happened in Mississippi?
Yeah, this happened in Mississippi, the viaduct. It's called a viaduct in Terry. My mother is a person who's been on the news that hit the viaduct.
That was your mother?
That was my mother. Yeah, that was my mother. So so I'm coming on the back street, and I see the car because I know my uncle's car. I was like, man, that car. I was like, that look like my mama though. And so I turn out behind the car, and I see the car just run straight into the bridge. And which she had been telling me, she
was going north on
No, she was going south, like to town. She was going south to town.
West, south.
So east, coming from Coliseum down, it's a bridge you go under to go into the town.
Right.
She hit the bridge head on.
The little slim bridge.
Yeah, she hit it straight head on. And so I was there, and got her body out I found her body in the woods because I didn't move it. So but it was.
So he ejected her out of
it ejected her out of the car. Yep. So and she had been telling me that because when I was at the house, I had stopped her a couple of times. Like she used to try to drown herself in the tub, and I catch her because when she taking the bath, I have to constantly knock on the door and make her say something. If she don't say nothing after a few minutes, then I have to go in and make sure, and I catch her under the water.
Yeah. How did you during that time, man? What was your life like? What did you feel like? Was it?
Shoot, man. That's so long ago, dog. There's a lot of stuff I try to forget. It's only me talking to you, reminiscing this. Like, this is stuff I really forgot. Like, you know, a lot of people think a lot of stuff I do is for money. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff, it's my getaway. It's my freedom. It's my freedom from my thoughts. You know, it's because you gotta realize I'm a person that not only did my mom do that, my grandfather died from cancer, my grandmother died from cancer. I lost a kid. My youngest brother was murdered. My youngest sister, which she was my first cousin, I call her my sister, she was murdered. My oldest brother, you know, died in a car accident. So, you know, the music, and what I do is my getaway.
So let me ask you this: there was a point in time. I don't know if you remember when I had the studio in the office on Lakeland Drive.
Yes, I remember.
Something.
Yeah,
and a little bit after that, you know what I'm saying, around the time that Birdland started getting real hot, and you disappeared for a while. So that was around that time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I moved down there to take care of her during that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so and that's about because right after that, you know, because that's what I disappeared, because that's about that same time. That's like 02, 03, 04, somewhere in there. And yeah. So I had stopped doing the music a little bit then, you know, or even being around really, because I really wouldn't even. Well, I had just started the music then, so yeah. Yep. So I went to take care of her.
Okay. So after all of that happened, did you take some more time off? What happened immediately after, you know, putting her on the ground and?
Oh well, I got my first job. You know, I started selling cars.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Yeah,
now that you say that, I remember that.
I started selling cars, and you know, I sold a whole bunch of cars. I sold a whole. I'm probably on. I know I should be still on the wall because I was the top car salesman for a few months. You know, I worked at Wilson Dodge and I worked at Barksdale Cadillac. You know, and I made enough money.
Well, you had your hands in a little bit of everything around here, man. It's amazing, man, that you have situations like this, man, and people, you know, when they come see you, they see just one thing. You know what I'm saying? And then once again, I gotta say, man, I really appreciate you sharing this with me, bro. Real talk, man.
I appreciate the invite. Now, you probably only one of the very few people who could have got me to talk about this in a public platform.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. All right, so now when you came, I want this little, because people need to know behind something tragic like that, and you having a platform before, and then moving down to take care of your mother, and then she's passed, you know, has passed in a tragic way, very tragic. A lot of people would have lost their mind behind something like that, man.
Yeah.
Drugs, you know, they got on drugs or anything, you know.
Yeah.
During that span of time that happened, you know, you burying your mother, and then you deciding to get back out here, other than the job, what happened?
So I got a cousin. We call him Reckless, man. He one of the coldest rappers. I mean, his talent is superb. And so, you know, that's when I launched the Smallville Hustlers right after my mother passed. So, you know, I kind of started doing that. And I made enough money selling cars to where I bought everything, because that was the launch of my marketing company was the launch after that. Like I made the money there, put money behind them, and then I went to Barksdale Cadillac, and I made enough money there to basically start my own business. And I started from there in 2009. You know, I bought everything. You know, because I made real good money selling cars. I made over 6 figures a year selling cars. So I only sold cars a couple of years.
Okay.
And I invested the money into the music.
Gotcha.
You know, to my own business. I ain't gonna say just to me. I did the music the first time around. Like I took my street money and invested into the music and lost it. You know, that's how I got stuck in the music game. Mm-hmm. My work money I invested into my own business of the marketing of all the stuff that I learned from the first time.
Gotcha.
So I bought everything. I got everything.
Okay.
I still to this day, everything.
All right. Now you self-made. You do most of your own work.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, most of it.
You're workaholic. I understand that. You are a loner. I understand that because I ain't never known you to even associate with too many people.
No, I don't. I am a loner, and that's only because, man, the only part I left out is because we coming up the timeline. So the timeline is, what mostly changed me is when I went to prison facing life. For something that I actually didn't do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that changed my perspective when, losing out a loved one is one thing. But then when I'm trying to do right and I'm accused of doing something wrong, even though at the time I was doing something wrong, you know what I mean? But I didn't get caught for doing nothing that I actually was doing.
Oh, sometimes it's like that.
You know what I mean? But
right.
Which I'm glad I didn't when I look back. Because you didn't give me time. I'm glad you called me this morning because you gave me time to reflect on my whole life, right? You know what you're saying, and I just reflect like, you know what, dog? The situation that I could have really got caught doing something I was doing and really did some real time. You know what I mean? Like so God really set me down for a couple of years. I had a tough fight. They had me parade me all on the news and all this stuff. I had a tough fight, but it was for something that I didn't do. It was really for something that I had nothing to do with, that I didn't know nothing about, that I had nothing, so when they coming to me with these crazy pleas, and I'm steady telling them like, no. So I ended up having to basically be my own attorney without being an attorney. So I had to be my co-counsel. And so I ended up becoming the jailhouse lawyer. I became the lawyer for everybody. So I lived pretty decent, from doing everybody's cases. I got all the canteen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so in the respect, and I ain't claiming no gang. I ain't doing nothing. They call me rabbi, which stands for the teacher. That's what they call me for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So
behind the wall.
Behind the wall,
Uh-huh.
behind the wall, because I had to fight my own case because nobody wanted to fight my case because it was up against, the feds. I had a federal case.
What they charge you with? Well, I mean, what they tried to accuse you of?
I don't want to go into that because
Okay.
that could open a whole different can of worms. But
Cool.
They charged me of the most horrific crimes that you could do, not nothing with no kids, aside from the kids things. You know what I mean? But that would have something to do with bodies.
Was it an association thing?
It would have been by the clarification, by how it was said in court, I was the person who gave orders.
Damn.
So I was the person who gave orders that had people murdered, cut up, put in plastic bags, and put in the Mississippi River, basically.
Damn. Right here in the SIP.
Actually, no, it would have been, it was on the Memphis, Mississippi border.
In the South.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yep. And
that's that little pipeline.
And it was by an anonymous caller.
That's how they brought it to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And this came and picked me up.
How long did you stay behind the wall?
2 years. I fought for 2 years. Well, it's a long story because to be exact, the feds 18 months then, when I leave the feds, I had to go to the state. I had to do a whole bunch of writing to get out the state because they stripped me from the federal hold into the actual state penitentiary. So once I beat the federal charge, I had another old state charge that they bought up from I don't know how long ago that I had to write myself out. Like I learned that Mississippi could do what the hell they want to do with the law, bro. So, it was once the United States of America versus me, then it ended up being Mississippi versus me, and I don't know how the hell they could do all this shit to this day without me even going to court on the state charge. I didn't go to court or nothing. I get out. I'm at home, they take okay, they go home, and the damn state come pick me up, say I got time to serve. And I ain't went to court on nothing, dog. It's like, what the? So it took me 6 months to beat that charge. 5.
And you represented yourself.
Yeah. Now I had another lawyer though. I had to tell him what to say because he wouldn't even want to say. He'd be like, "What is it?" I said, "Man, say the woo, 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 woo." And he'll say it, And but we get to the judge's chamber because the judge knew. So the judge will get us in the chambers and he'll talk to me. You know what I mean? And he was like, I believe you, but I can't do this, and I can tell you. But I was like, man, damn, dog. So yeah, I became, and so all of my friends left me because when I got picked up by the feds, everybody, oh, he gone, he ain't never coming back. So that's why I don't have friends because everybody jumped ship. Me talking about a whole bunch of people who families I fed, who I taught the game, who I did my thing once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving that part out the story, but some people know.
I did watch, you know, most of that. You know what I'm saying? With your organization.
Yeah.
You with the music, you had how many people under you? Early on,
man. I don't know, man. About 30 people.
And what was the major part of your organization? Was it promotions? Was it artist development?
It was artist development. The promotion. It was artist development promotion because I mean, you know, I got a marketing degree from Jackson State, so I know how to market. That's still my thing to this day. I come up with ideas, and the guys listen to my ideas, and they work. You know, so you know, even though we was doing our things illegally, they listen to me that way, and they listen to me, you know, on the music tip.
Did you have anybody? Well, do you have anybody on your team now that you had back then, or was it all new?
Not one.
Anybody from then still associate with you in any manner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you still cool with some of the people that you were dealing with back then?
Hopefully I'm cool with everybody, but yeah, there's some I talk to every now and then. You know? Yeah, that's some I talk to every now and then. But I ain't nobody doing nothing with the music. I'm the last man standing.
That was I was about to ask that. Anybody still active?
I think maybe. Okay, so when we first started. Because I skipped the part even in the music because you said tell my story. So
right.
I skipped the part of the music where we had on how we even got on in the music, you know, because I do got to back up and give that shout out. So with the music, a partner of mine used to always come by. His name was B. Will, asking about the music. We was all going to Jackson State. So we ended up getting all the guys around Jackson State that could rap, that wanted to be down, that could you know, that was recording, that was good. But it was this young group called Chapter 13 that did all the beats. They had the sound before Kanye. Because Kanye came down here and we gave him the damn CD and he took 2 of the damn beats and reflipped them himself. He listened to where they got the samples from. Because they used to do all the samples. For people who maybe don't know the music, they did the samples.
Man, these
young cats had albums because one of them dad used to be a record collector. So these young cats had the album. So if you go back, you can listen to right now, South State Connectors, SOUF. If you go look at any other discography that's still out on all the platforms, it's Chapter 13. So it's one of those guys named Young Vincent. Vincent Valentine is what he go by now. I think he still does something. He's the only one who I think still does. I seen something of his a couple of years ago.
As a producer?
As a producer.
Let me ask you this. Are there any original South State logos or online?
Oh, yeah. Well, the logo, yeah. Yeah, I still
make
use
sure
the logo.
Make sure you see if you can pull one up.
It's SOUF. SOUF. Because we was the first person to use that.
See if you can pull one up and put it on the screen.
But I ain't trademarked that because everybody use SOUF now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody use SOUF now.
You know what? I had to go back and do some stuff on mine too, because I was one of the first with the BLAKK.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the AZIATIKK. Yeah. We'll talk on that offline.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I think he may be the only one still doing the music from back then that I know of, you know, because there's so many, but he's the only one that I've seen.
What would you have? What advice? What can you tell anybody that may have been around you or in your circle back then? What could you tell them that they missed from then to now?
Well, shoot, what they missed from then to now, I don't know, man. See, honestly, I probably would have jumped ship too, because I'm not the person I was then. I don't even remember him. Like I'm not that guy. Okay,
now if it didn't have anything to do with you as a on a personal level, in the game of being out here, and the reason I'm asking this is because we have artists now, we have promoters now that sort of like we were 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how can we, other than, because I feel like somewhere in between the 90s and now, the ball got dropped. And one of the reasons is because when we was going through that, we was figuring it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I came through there, we was figuring this shit out. We didn't actually have no blueprint, no format, no nothing. We was figuring this shit out, and it was a natural course. Now they trying to they emulating everything that they see. You know what I'm saying? They getting 10, 15, 20 life in prison. They dying every day because they're trying to emulate what they see. And this is another reason I say tell your story, so that somebody may pick that up and say, well, look, I'm going to take this route. Somebody lose somebody like you lost your mom, and they're going through some type of pain. Instead of getting on drugs, let me bury myself in some work.
Yeah, and that's what I did.
Right.
Yeah.
And with that, these type of examples can set somebody free. The story you just told, I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I was putting y'all to work. All I knew, I was putting y'all to work. You know what I'm saying? I came through what was given to me. The reason I'm a workaholic is because of my dad, his cousins, my uncles. They were independent. They were free from the system. They didn't work no payroll job. Well, one of them did. And they were painters, carpenters, landscapers. My dad was a cook. He was a photographer, videographer. I'm doing a little bit of all of that. One was a mechanic, you know what I'm saying? But they were self-sufficient, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I followed that. You had things above you like your grandfather, you know what I'm saying, your uncle, other things that you was around. Even the stories you told me about, man, Dr. Dre and all of that, man, meeting these celebrities at that age.
Yeah.
You got that same, it's in you. They put something in you without you even knowing it.
Yeah.
So the stories have to be told. You pioneering now. You coming up with different avenues now. I never seen nobody make flyers like you make them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't industry. You know what I'm saying? And I always say it from the JR days, man, from the strip days. As long as the information get out there. But you know, you got certain people, man, it's got to look like this in order for it to work. Man, you bring crowds, man, no matter what it look like. You feel what I'm saying?
Depending on the event and word of mouth.
There it is. So because you know how to put it together.
Yeah.
All right. So now we at what about you? Around what time now?
Now we could fast forward to because we're just getting into the 2010s. So that case 2012. So I get out 2014.
Any time left? Like when you get out, you straight free or
no,
you're on probation?
I'm on probation.
How long?
I had 5, but I only did about a year and a half or so. You know, maybe a year, something like that.
How did you manage that?
Well, you know, when the probation, because I had 2 different ones really, but when the probation officer came and, you know, met me and, you know, I pissed clean a few times, he's like, oh man, you ain't. I was like, I read your case, man. I don't know what they was doing with you, man. We ain't worried about you. You ain't got to come by here, just pay your restitution. You know what I mean? You ain't got to worry about us unless you don't pay your restitution. When I paid it off because it wasn't nothing like $1,000, $2,000. I can't remember. It wasn't that much. Mm-hmm. So after that, you know, they ain't bothered me. They just told me just don't get in no trouble. And after about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, you know, they took me out papers. You know, but I reported probably 3 times. They probably made 3 visits. You know?
Oh man, that was sweet there.
Yeah, because I mean, like I say though, dog. If I probably should have made a move. If you actually read my case, dude, it's in the paperwork that this is fuckery. Like it wasn't nothing for real. It was fuckery. You know what I mean? Point blank. Like it wasn't real.
How the hell were you thinking at that time, man, knowing that you hadn't done this? Did you ever have any thought of, man, it's over?
No, I didn't.
You knew?
I knew for a fact.
Cool.
I had so much confidence. I just knew.
Cool.
I just knew.
Cool.
No matter what they come with, you know, the 21 years, you know, everybody telling me take the plea. The last one was 7 years. Just take the plea. You'll be out. I already did, but you'll be out in 4. Like, no, I didn't do it, dog. No, I'm not. You know what I mean? And you know, going to trial, because I went to trial. You know, I went to trial. Going to trial, you know, one officer say one thing, you know, and he could say yes, but shaking his head no. The transcriber would write that into the notes. You know what I mean? So the you know, the police wrote out, you know, read all of that. But so we fast forward though to now me getting into the actual music industry. So the funniest thing is that with me getting out, right? So now it gave me a totally different character and a way of thinking and all of this, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I picked back up where I left off with, which, I had created the Hood Idol in 2009. So the Hood Idol platform.
That's that old?
Yeah, man. 2009, the first time I used the term Hood Idol and did a show at Ducks. At Ducks for me and you was it.
Damn, show right.
Yeah, remember we had.
Yeah.
You was there, dog. You was at the. You won the first show. You was the second, because the first show I did with Legion of Doom out of Atlanta. Because that's who really put me in the music game is Legion of Doom. If you heard, Jesus, got some super friends in Legion of Doom. So a few of them guys, for those who don't know, they was the guys breaking records in Atlanta. So I stayed in Atlanta a little while, and so they gave me gang. You know what I mean? They put me in introduced to everybody. Because during this time, I paid my way through. I had money. You know what I'm saying? Because this is when I retired from basically working selling cars. I had money. So I know to get in the game. So I went to Atlanta. That's when I moved to Atlanta for a little while.
Okay.
So I used that term. So when I get out, I do the Hood Idol. So a month out, I have to say, first of all, shout out to my uncle. My Uncle Neil was working he had a computer shop in the Plaza off Terry Road. Him and my boy Coop. He wasn't going to be fixing computers and phones no more. And he told me, hey, you want to take this over? I know you're just getting out, just a chance to get on your feet. I'll teach you how to do it. What you can't do, I do. Boom, he teach me that. So I make the money from that. And when I got out too, shout out to all my partners who I did, because I did say everybody turned their back and left me. So shout out to my partners who paid me the money they owed me when I came home. I do have to shout y'all out, because I don't know who's going to see this, how far this going. Because certain guys paid me the money they owed me when I left, when I got picked up. I had money in the streets. Okay. So when I came home, I was straight, although I left prison with nothing. I got to be one of the only guys to walk out the prison with no clothes. I had my thermals, and they gave me the inside of a jumpsuit, not clothes. I literally walk out of the jailhouse, out of the Hines County Detention Center, in thermals and the inside of a jumpsuit.
What kind of jumpsuit? Like one of
the jumpsuits, the brown jumpsuits, the inside of it though.
The lining.
The lining. That's what I came home.
Was it cold?
No, it was the summer. No, I got out what, July? The end of July, the beginning of August.
These motherfuckers put you out in a thermal and...
In a thermal, dog. Because I went to court. I told you I had to write myself in to go to court. I went to court. The judge say whatever he say, and but he said, well, we got to let you go. You better not ever come back before me. Y'all said you should have did this and did that and took care of this. Now this here, boom. So I go back to the jailhouse. Keep in mind, they come get me I ended up in the jailhouse from the Fed. So I didn't come with clothes. Right.
I got you. I got you.
So I'm coming in a jumpsuit.
Right.
And my thermals.
Right.
Whatever canteen I had. You know what I mean? So when I'm getting out, they couldn't find no clothes to fit me or whatever. And she come back and say, well, all we can find is the inside of the jumpsuit. You could probably wear this. I'm like, man, I don't care, man. I'm just trying to get up out of here. And he said, well, go on and let him go.
How was it when you,
so I come home with nothing.
When you walked out of there, did you have anybody waiting on you?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. My daughter's mother, D-Lo, was there.
Okay.
D-Lo and Willie.
Which Willie?
Oh, because Willie bought DJ up there that used to shoot ball with us. I don't remember Willie Johnson, I think. I don't even remember Willie's last name.
Okay.
He was with D-Lo. D-Lo was my partner.
I ain't know you was some Ken and Neil, man.
Yeah, man, that's my uncle I'm talking about. That's my uncle that raised me. That's really like my father.
Yeah, man, they did my computers for a long time, man.
Yeah, so that's who taught me everything.
Yeah,
that's who taught me everything. And I'm talking about my grandfather, his father. If you ever heard him say that's his father.
I know that, man. Small
man.
world,
So my
man.
uncle taught me all this.
Family.
So I came home with nothing, man. They gave me money, so boom, I throw the show. The show was successful, and I never looked back. I come home to nothing, and I've never been broke, knock on wood, since, So that's why I call it a blessing is what I was going to. Like, yeah, I know I didn't want to go to jail. I'm saying this for the youngsters, but God didn't, he could have threw me away, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm leaving certain stuff out because, you know, we ain't got that much time. And some of the stuff, like, it's really unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Are
Like,
you going to write a book?
Man, I've been trying for the longest, man. I really need to. But I'm telling you though, dog, the true story, I would have to actually go pull the documents, like to do the verification, because the true story is unbelievable. Because I'll give you one other thing to how I know that everything, because part of this is me telling my story, but I want people to know why I do what I do the way I do it, you know, and how blessed I am. That's why I'm telling you the story about those people.
Right.
But dog, one of the things how I got off, trained police, 10 feet away from me, shot at me, missed me by 6 inches. A trained professional. In the court, he said he shot to kill me, shoot me dead in the forehead. The bullet in the wall was 6 inches above my head. He said something hit his hand. Cause they said, cause the guy cause he said I pointed a gun. It was my phone. He said I pointed a gun at him. You know, but it's my phone. I'm thinking somebody jumping in on me, but it was the police. You know what I'm saying?
Where what was the situation? You was at home.
I was at home in the bed when the police kicking the door. You know what I mean? So he shot, thinking I'm reaching for a gun, but he barely missed me.
Do you
said
believe
something
that?
Do I believe which part?
That he honestly thought you was trying to shoot him.
Not shoot him. I do think he thought I was reaching for a gun. I do think that.
Okay.
I do think that.
From the way the situation went.
Because of what they thought they was coming to get.
Gotcha.
The person they thought that they was coming to get.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. You know, it's 50-50. You know what I mean?
Understood.
But I'm just saying the point of how blessed I am. He said something hit his hand.
I feel that.
It missed me by 6 inches.
And you saw the hole in the wall.
I saw the, you know, I took pictures of that shoulder in court and all that. You know, because it's like, well, how can you miss if you're a trained professional? Can't you do this and do that and do that? And he said, well, because something hit my hand. He said, I was shooting to kill him.
He testified that.
Dog, it's in the paperwork. Like reading it, even when I read, I had to stop reading. I said, man, you know. I said, dang, you know what I mean? So all of that launched. So I'm only saying that to say that God blessed me with something different. It's my only reason of bringing that up. I know for a fact that God blessed me with something different, and it's something that he wants me to do. So when I relaunch the Hood Idol thing and it takes off, I knew that's what it was, because my inspiration of doing that, because I was going to give up to me, my inspiration for doing that, right before I come home is when my younger brother died. So the day I got picked up, my youngest brother was a hard head, hot head. You know, I was the only person he listened to. And so I made him hang with me all the time. All the time. So the day I got locked up, I asked my brother, man, what did it take for you to stop just being a hard head, man? What did it do? I want you to go to school, you know, get his GED, and I wanted to go to college. I said, man, what would it take for you to do? He said, if you get behind me being a rapper. I said, you know how to rap? He said, no, you could teach me. He said, you taught Juju. He said, just do for me like you do Juju. Because Juju was an artist I had that I was really pushing hard, that I was putting money behind. And he loved Juju, right? And so I told him, I said, okay, man.
That picture, I remember Juju. As a matter of fact, I think I still got some of the music. Put Juju, that's that, do you see that picture?
Yeah, the Filipino guy.
Yeah, you see it? Put that on the screen.
Yeah, so that's what he wanted. So our agreement was, I'll get behind him as an artist if he go to school, right? So that was the agreement. I got picked up the next morning because I take him home by 1. My door got knocked in at 5. So my brother got murdered the month before I come home.
And that was the youngest.
That's the youngest. You know,
How
22.
many of y'all is it?
Well, he's by my father. He's the only one that's by my father. My only brother by my father.
Gotcha.
So, you know, my other brother is by my mother.
Gotcha.
You know, so, and you know, and I was hearing about him doing things when I was locked up, but he gets murdered. So the Hood Idol thing, and what I'm thinking is that, okay, well, I got the knowledge. I'm going to teach all the kids, and they all become my little brother. Because if my little brother was willing to stop doing what he's doing because of rap aspirations, then I could do that for I don't know how many. And it worked that way.
Yeah.
It worked that way, man. You know what I mean?
So you can honestly say you have saved lives through music.
Or gave them a different perspective and opportunity that most people didn't.
Ain't no
most
doubt.
people wouldn't.
Ain't no doubt.
You know, and
no doubt.
And I've been blessed from that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's led up to these other situations because now, you know, the situation I'm in at Ground Zero Biloxi, which is co-owned by Morgan Freeman, I'm one of the only ones to ever get in there and do what I'm doing. And I've been there a little over a year.
Yeah, you was telling me about that at the award show.
In Southern Soul and Blues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what possessed you? What steered you to go kind of turn from hip hop to Southern Soul?
Well, I seen where the music was headed, and I wanted to, you know, I didn't like where rap was going. I wanted to see people happy, and my brother's 10th anniversary of his death.
Explain it.
Well,
you didn't like the way music was going.
I didn't like the way the music was going to where, you know, the kids now believe in all the music or think the music has to be real. Most of the music want to make you commit crimes, murder people. You know, a lot of the music, you know, when I'm putting the artist on stage, damn near 80% of the artists talking about killing, you know, selling drugs, beating people up. You know what I mean? Degrading the women's in the most vulgar ways. And it was like, man, I'm getting tired of this shit, man. Like, ain't nobody happy, goddamn. And so after, I seen it coming after COVID. Because, like I said, I got a marketing degree, and I so I started even getting into the Southern Soul thing after COVID, because I said, first of all, shout out to my guy DJ Show. DJ Show he was the guy that was the house DJ in Ground Zero. But DJ Show, veteran DJ, he was on the coast, and he had called me and asked me about coming down and helping getting Biloxi back open and doing old school shows. So when I got around that and I'm seeing the older people and people just want to come out and be happy after the world opened back up, I said, oh man, the music about to go to be some happy shit. That's what's gonna take off. You know, and at the time I was thinking it may be rap until I seen the older people and how they party. Then I started hearing the Southern Soul music, and I was like, shit, this about to go this direction because people just want to be happy now. Now the younger generation might be on the other shit.
Did you think at any particular time, I know you heard about it and I know you saw some of it. Did you see some of the devastation that it was in the beginning between the younger, well, I ain't gonna say between the younger, but they had some trail rides where some stuff went down with some younger people. I can say that in the South, it really never left. It just was at one particular time through them glorifying all of the violence and all of the obscenities in music, they were kind of ashamed of Southern Soul or blues or whatever the case may be. They would still listen to it because I was DJing at Hamps for years, and we had a phase in, phase out. So a lot of the younger people would come in early and listen to the band set and the blues, because I wouldn't play nothing but old school. Disco, blues, love songs, ballads, sometimes a little country music. And I would start at like 5:30 in the evening. And then the band would come on, you know, do their sets. And then at 12, all hell break loose with the young crowd. But a lot of the young people would come in and listen to the Southern Soul and the blues, you know what I'm saying? Even, you know, coming out of the Johnny Taylors and the Bobby Blue Blands and all of that type of stuff, man, that I was playing for the older people. You know, you had Vic Allen coming in, Omar Cunningham, you know, Dave Mack and people like that. And it was a younger type of version of music. So a lot of them was listening at it, but after, you know, the Southern Soul kind of trail ride thing kind of picked up, I was like, man, I don't know. This about to take a twist. And then, you know, coming out of Dallas, you know, because I was staying in Dallas then. Okay. I saw a couple of trail rides that went left. I was like, man, they finna fuck this damn trail ride shit up for you. But it panned out. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw it.
What was your thoughts on that?
Well, I was thinking the same thing, but I really wasn't going the trail ride route though. You know what I mean? Like I was sticking to instead of trail ride music, really, so because it's really a separation of the two.
It is
because now the trail ride, and I gotta say this too, man. Some people might not like it, but man, you could call it a trail ride song, but it's still just a rap song with a different beat. If you rapping, if you ain't singing, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But now, as far as on my shows, if it's a Southern Soul and Blues show, you're not coming in rapping on my show. You know what I mean? Like,
so you don't allow that?
No, it's not in Ground Zero.
Okay.
No, that's in my contract though. Like I'm not allowed to have straight rap. You know what I mean? And so if you rapping, we could call it trail ride. And I'm glad because it's a happier music. Like there's nothing wrong with it. I like it. I'm just saying it's a difference in that and Southern Soul.
What's your opinion on it? You know what I'm saying, with the vulgar stuff going on with the blues beat behind it or the Southern Soul beat behind it. What's your? I can tell you my personal thoughts on it.
Well, I mean, you might as well give it a new terminology of blues rap or something. But it's just not something that I'm with as far as where I'm at in life and what I'm pushing.
Gotcha.
In that particular venue, because man, the opportunity I got with the venue at Ground Zero, for those who don't know, if you've never been to Ground Zero Biloxi, I do shows every first Sunday and probably gonna get other nights. But the vibe, it's the most prestigious blues club in the state of Mississippi, first of all, co-owned by one of the most gifted, talented, iconic, well, I don't know what you want to call Morgan Freeman, but that's an outstanding
a Mississippi boy.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So for me to, and it's corporate owned. So for me to just tell you where I come from and have that opportunity, I have to respect their rules and the opportunity that I'm been given. I'm not letting one person miss my opportunity because somebody got mad at me like, "Hey man, I got a trail ride song. Play my song. Can you play my song?" And I had a couple guys asking, but one person actually kind of get mad with me, like, why you want to play my song? It's Southern Soul. And I didn't say no. I just like, nah, man, I really have to listen to it, make sure. When I go back and listen to it, it's rap though. You get what I'm saying? Like it's on a what you'll call that type of track, but it's rapping. It ain't singing.
Right.
Why would I mess up my opportunity like that? And why would you not respect me enough to where I earned, wasn't given. I earned that opportunity and I made the most of it.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's hitting me up, about performing, anybody that's asking me questions about Ground Zero, try to get in on your own and see how they go. You know what I mean? I'm the only one that does track shows. I do band because I have to do a band. Yeah. But I'm the only one that does. They do not do track shows. So the opportunity that I have been given, I'm passing it on to those who respect it and understand what it is. And I'm not a promoter. I'm a record breaker. I break records. That's what my track record says, which we hadn't got into that.
Right.
But my track record, not what my mouth say. I didn't even give myself that name. My track record for as many artists that I have given their first interview, that I have been the first person put them on the radio, that I have been the first person put them in a magazine, that I have been the first person getting an opportunity to perform on a stage. If you cannot respect me as a record breaker and consider me as just a regular promoter with the opportunity I have been given to let somebody come before the audience that I built with others, because it's not just me, through the grace of God, I'm not the person to contact or ask. Get on the other shows. Yeah. This ain't that.
Right.
Because I'm still fulfilling my promise. It's just with other artists in a different genre.
Right. Right. Damn. We got to pause for the call behind that one, boy. You blow the roof off with that one. And a lot of people struggle with that. They come to that bridge and they make a decision. A lot of time they don't be able to recover from it. Yeah. I have been a victim of that.
I have too, though.
Making a split decision, trying to be, save face and be friends or give a person an opportunity, and I mess up my own opportunity. Damn, Lex.
Yeah, I have been that guy, but I know what I got because I know how I still fight for it. And I know it's people who don't want me in that position.
Ooh.
And I know it's others that think that they could do what I do or think that they could fill my shoes. I was chosen. I didn't choose it.
Man, how many, listen. Well, first of all, you got something coming up.
Yes.
Put that on the screen. Explain to people what's happening right now.
I don't know which one you put up though.
You got the flyer. What that flyer says is
okay. Yeah, the Soul Music Awards. So I created the Hip Hop Culture Awards, which you was one of the first award winners at that. Which and so when I transferred to the Southern Soul, I created the Soul Music Awards because I noticed there's so many artists out there, talented artists that are getting overlooked, and I wanted to create a platform to recognize them as well, just like I was doing for the rappers. And it just took off. Like, it literally took off. And, by the grace of God, I've been able to help a lot of Southern Soul artists get recognition from it, be able to, expand their careers, grow their listener audience, and help them get more established in the game. So this year, we had a phenomenal show last year, Ground Zero. This year is going to be March the 1st, 2026, our third annual. I know we're going to be honoring some legends. Shout out to my guy, Big Yayo. He's going to be one of our honorees, Omar Cunningham. I'm working out certain things with some other artists, but I know right now confirmed, I got Bree Wooten performing, Jason A, and Vic Allen, because we're going to be honoring Vic Allen and his career as well. So it's just another one of them platforms, man, where God put me in position to be able to recognize those that may be getting overlooked that's out there really working hard.
Let me ask you something. Have you created anything, or will you be creating anything to give honorary awards to people that have passed on that are from the South? Like
that's well, I could probably say the one name is so far I've reached out to Denise LaSalle and her family. And so to answer your question, yes.
Okay.
We also gonna be doing Mr. Hughes, which is one of the first radio station, independent FM radio stations on out of Greenwood.
Right.
I got in touch with his family. So yes, man. I'm looking to create awards that are carrying on people's name and legacy. If I can get approvals, I've reached out to a few people. I got my team reached out. Shout out to my whole team too, man. The whole SSC team. And so. That's my goal, man. My goal is to try to continue to carry on legacies that maybe have been overlooked because, different platforms do different things. And shout out to every platform that do anything for any artist. I respect every platform, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter how you feel about me. My thing is what was put on my heart to do that goes to the story that I just laid out as to why I feel that way.
What keeps you sane?
Doing this. It's the only thing that does it.
And
otherwise, my idle mind is terrible.
Is it?
Yeah, man, it's terrible. It's terrible. I got to stay busy, so that's what makes me a workaholic. That's why I do so much and create so many, because people be like, man, do you ever sleep? It's what keeps me sane. I'm a creator. I create all this stuff and come up with ideas constantly.
Are you married?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can say
How
that.
does your significant other feel about the work?
She just knows me and deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of hard to deal with. Yeah, I got some knuckleheads. Now
Wait.
I got some knuckleheads. Now,
Why you say that?
Because of knuckleheads. I can't. Hey man, we all crazy in our own way.
Absolutely.
Every last one of us. I don't care what nobody say. And everybody crazy don't translate to the others.
Yeah.
I will say my daughter is a junior.
What's the oldest?
23.
Okay.
That's my daughter.
And the youngest?
He just turned 20.
Okay.
Yeah, but my daughter is almost like a junior. She's about to be 24 actually. So, but she's so much like me that it's ridiculous. Like she's so much like me.
How do you handle it?
She's actually easy to handle though.
Okay.
Like she's a daddy's girl.
Okay.
So you know, and she's looks like me, act like me, do everything like me. A straight hustler.
Well, you might be able to give me some advice on some things. Any of them following in your footsteps?
Her in her own way, but now the boys don't at all. Like the boys, I ain't got.
Really?
Man, I wish I could get them to. I wish I could.
Do they work for you?
No.
With you?
No.
Damn.
No. Besides events, they do little stuff, but working. They didn't take to it. They didn't like it. I tried it when they was kids. Now they worked for me up until 15 or so.
Oh shit!
Up about 15, 16.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Now,
you know where I'm getting at, don't you, Stanley?
Yeah. So covered up they did, but once they reached that age, they started playing sports. Once they reached sports in high school,
shit,
it was over with. They excuse all the time was practice.
Stanley Wesley over there looking at my son. He looking at my son like. I've been having talks with my daughter and my son, my two youngest. I got a 14 and a 16-year-old. So I've been having that talk with him, and then I don't know if you saw my live this evening. I did a live on Facebook. I kind of snapped off because I was looking at, and I hate to get on social media sometimes because it get me it get me emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a man I take this real serious, and I have been independent all my whole life. I never worked a payroll. Well, I have worked a payroll job, but that first check, man, I'm gonna get on there and get that check, and I'm going to somebody's music store or something. You know what I'm saying, and get back on my own. I said that to say this. My two, they helped me, cause they around that age.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm looking at them and I know them because I've been there since day one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so what you plan on doing? And then it's like, Okay, so my daughter, she's like leaning towards. She's actually in Hattiesburg right now at a what they call that, KJ? Beta Club. Yeah, Beta Club. I'm like, what the fuck is Beta? What is that? She couldn't explain it to me. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, all of this that I work hard to create is why the hell would I be doing that? Why would I be losing sleep? Why would I be up all night praying over y'all and putting work in when it's quiet? For me, I don't need nothing. I don't have nothing else to prove. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all gonna do with it?
Yeah, I went through that.
Fuck you mean and we talk to one another. I just keep it, and that's another thing I was online talking about, keeping it real with your kids. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real with my kids. The mistakes I done made, I let them know exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that man no more. I'm proud of that. And I'm telling you, don't do this because these are the results. No. You know what I'm saying? And you got a business that you can take off with on your own. Now, I understand that everybody is their own individual. I do understand that. But it's a model that you have that you can take. Why in the hell would you go get a job where somebody has control over you? I don't understand that.
And I can't tell you because I did it. So which I did it with all the kids, but the oldest boy, his job off what he making a week, right? So I had asked him, I said, but dog, I'm not trying to do none of the stuff that I do no more. Like, you see all the stuff I taught you how to do it. I said, so how about this week? I'm gonna let you do all the work and make the money, and let's compare it to what you make over there. He said, all right, but I really don't like doing that stuff though. I said, so is it about the money, the job, or the freedom? He's like, I don't know, but I just don't like doing that stuff that you do though. Like, do I gotta
what
do it?
What stuff is he talking about?
CDs, T-shirts, printing stuff.
What is
flyers,
it?
working the
Okay,
computer.
I
I'm just telling you what he
get it.
said though.
I feel
and
you.
it was like, so you rather go lift boxes, right? Than have your own business right here. Because I'm trying to give you this. Like, yeah, but I just don't like doing that. I'd rather go to work. And I was like, it's like, well, if you don't want to do it, his mama, he don't want to do it, don't make him do it, just try the other one.
I mean, I ain't gonna make him do nothing.
The other one was the same way though. The other one was the same way. He was like, no. He's like, nope, no.
I think it's that curse.
Well,
I think it's that curse.
If to be honest with you, I just tell you because like I say, this is just my opinion. I don't care who like it and who don't, man. I ain't raised them kids right because I didn't whoop them enough. I didn't make them do stuff. I gave them everything. To this day, my daughter about to be 24, and I just, my daughter said it, and I ain't never thought about it. I've never told her no to nothing she's ever asked me for.
Spoiler.
But guess what though? She's the biggest hustler. She send me money. Just, Daddy, go buy you something. I know you working hard. Stop working and go get you something. Here, $100. Go get you. Now stop working. Now you got to promise with this $100, you're not gonna work today. This is my daughter. It's 23 years old.
Okay, so strangely, I see that in two different lights. I see that in two different lights. Women do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Watch this. Is it genuine or is it getting you off your hustle?
I don't know.
That's what we got to figure out.
Well, to me, it's genuine because I know my daughter. And I know how much my daughter loves me.
Okay.
And it's like she knows me better than anybody. She knows certain stuff that it'd be like, how she know this?
She is.
And my
She
wife,
is you.
I know, but I'm just saying she knows stuff and not even around me like that though. Because she's moved. She live in Georgia. She been gone. Man, my daughter moved out the house at 18, just like I did.
She is you though.
You know what I mean? But the boys ain't nothing like that. Like my daughter, the only person get me something for birthday or Christmas. Boys ain't never got me nothing.
Well, they say, it had been said
well, maybe
that
$10 or something. A shirt
I can feel that as well. You know what I'm saying? They do say, it has been said that, the boys will be against the fathers, fathers against the son, the girls will be against the mother and mother against daughter, that can go a long way, but that's one of the things that's said. And we can get into all of the other stuff, but we ain't gonna get into that, man. It's about you and your legacy, man, and what you're doing. So with the Hip Hop Awards that's coming in, you got nominations, right?
Yeah, the Soul Music Awards.
The
Soul Music.
Hip Hop. Soul Music.
Because we just had the Hip Hop Culture Awards.
Right.
It's the Soul Music Awards. You can go to soulmusicawards.com, nominate your favorites. I do let the public pick nominees because that's the only way I'm gonna know some of the artists because I don't know them, so I got my staff, they look them up, see what the artist doing, see how much work they put in. They put in work, we add them to the ballot. If somebody, they get a couple of people that submit their names, So
what can they do? What can these particular artists, man, and these future celebrities do to help you better in what you're doing and future ones that come?
Basically spread the word, man, and understand what we're doing on the platforms, any platforms that I'm associated with or created. It isn't what your mind telling you is. I would like people to not compare any of my platforms to other platforms. Because what I run into is that, this is another award show and I went to this award show, and don't do me like that. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I mean, yours is different.
Yeah, man. And I make sure it is.
Yeah.
I make sure it is.
Yeah.
I put so much time, work, effort into it and money to make mine different. I go to all the other award shows, so I see what they lacking. Most of them be boring to me, so I learn how to add a little excitement to mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm doing all this out of pocket. Like, I ain't doing this with sponsors or nothing. I fool around to get sponsors, then I'm really going to be able to really put on something. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, I'm going to make sure to have the projections. I'm going to make sure to have booklets. I'm going to make sure to have the right type of awards. I'm going to make sure to have some people that you recognize their name there, and I'm going to make sure that if you choose to come and you follow the directions, that we're going to recognize you in some form of fashion. You know, even like now you're seeing people that do the certificates or at least give somebody something that was nominated. I started that because it's like, man, I've been nominated for over 300 and some awards. I wish I at least had certificates that say that, just so I could put it on my wall and say I was nominated. So I created that thing.
Right.
So at least you got this to say you was nominated.
Right.
Because if you know what you're doing, you can still add that to your resume. Like my resume, I've been considered for 3 different Grammy categories in my career. I'm part of the Grammy committee. You know, I'm a voting Grammy member. You know what I'm saying?
Good. That's
so
good.
That's in my resume. You know, I got my gold Grammy letter. You know, they send you out a gold letter from the Grammys.
Right.
You know, so I got my gold Grammy letter. You know what I mean?
Man, that's what's up, man. You training? Are you training any young ones?
I'm not really training anybody.
Do you want to?
Yeah, man. Listen, I would prefer to help as many people that want to be helped, but they have to understand the value of the information, the time, and know that it's got to be a trade. You know, meaning that if I have to get compensated in some form of fashion, like whether it's not money, it's then gonna be the exchange of work.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Like you can't just take the information from me and then go make money off of it, but not willing to do.
It's business.
Go get us some water. You know, put these flyers out. You know what I mean? Like, like you would have to exchange your working in some form of fashion for the information. And now the what is actually called is interning. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all. That's all.
All right. What you would like to tell these people, man? Matter of fact, I got a personal question. What have you learned? What's the most valuable lesson you learned in your career with music? To
always be willing to listen.
Okay.
That's the main thing. Because what helped me is that I got to shout out Charlie Braxton, because Charlie Braxton is the man that got me out the street, you know, and taught me a whole bunch. You know, that's the first person who let me know, hey, Lex, I teach you what you want to know, but you're going to have to get out the streets. You know, I can't be associated with nobody that sell drugs. You know, so if you're still selling drugs, you ain't going to be able to hang around me, brother. I'm sorry. I love you, but I can't take that chance.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like
the Boose's lyrics, the labels were afraid of him because he might get a toe tag. Yeah. He didn't want to invest in his time and effort into nothing, pour his energy into nothing, and wasn't nothing gonna come out of it.
Yep, and he helped me make that decision with that because I really wanted his knowledge and his help. You know, so
I know he proud of you.
Yes, sir. That's my guy to this day. You know, him and Kermit, the superstar Maker Henderson, both of them poured into me, and that was one of the things they told me that they, you know. If you're willing to listen, I'm willing to teach. So, and one of the agreements was I have to pass it on. But if I pass it on, I have to be willing to pass it on to somebody that'll be willing to listen.
That's it. All right. Man, you got to come back, man. You got a hell of a story, bro.
Yeah, but I ain't
documentary. You got some shit, man.
Yeah, man. I ain't even get through really my music career. But
I know it.
I gave you all stuff though that I never gave nobody else.
I mean, that's the beginning of it, man. It has to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? What you gave in the beginning, man, shocked me. Because it's some of this stuff, most of this stuff I never knew.
Yeah, I never said anything.
Ain't no doubt. Any shout outs before you leave?
Oh man, I got like I said, I got to shout out the whole SSC team. I appreciate you. You know, shout out to the all the living legends too, man, who you associated with. I seen a picture earlier. You know, that's why I was looking for the picture earlier. You know, I see it over there now though. But you know, all the legends in the city, and you know, I appreciate everybody that's ever supported me in any form of fashion or anything I'm doing. And you know, let's continue to elevate because you know, I got a lot other stuff coming down the pipeline. And I do have another book on the way too, though. I'm working on my first book that won't be the biography. I'm doing an actual different type of book first.
Okay.
That I'm learning with, you know. I'm putting all of the knowledge I got from all my OGs in a book on the music game so I could teach people how to make their music, make money. I ain't saying become a millionaire, but, you know, I still make money off music to this day from 20 years ago, and I don't even make music.
That's what's up. How can anybody get in contact with you personally, man, or through, you know, for, I mean, anything. I'm gonna put it like that because I know after that, people hear this, man. There's some people gonna want to tap into you, bro. Real talk. I don't know if you got time for that or not, but how can anybody, get in contact with you? What avenue should they take?
Well, all my social media the same. It's SSCLEXLUGA. The business phone number, I get that out, is 601-669-6152. That's 601-669-6152. And it just got to be about the business, man. Like, I don't mean no harm, but I'm really not for trying to make friends or, anything of that. Everything with me is going to be business. You know what I mean? Because I have time. I don't have time for nothing else. And I'm trying to utilize, these years I got to build before I decide to hang it up.
And how did you, a personal question for me, man, how did you feel last year when, doing it? I looked like to me you had a sense of calm on you, at the award show.
Oh, you talking about, okay, during the awards?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I felt, what's the word? Gratitude, man. Yeah. I felt gratitude because of all the hard work I had put in. And to have it in such an iconic venue and to have a full staff prepared and to be able to put on a production, that I put on that could rival BET, in my opinion, and to have so many celebrities in the building, like for them to come out, man, was gratitude, man. Man, it was so satisfying I can't describe it because so many people, man, most people don't know how hard that was to do. I had the idea for years, man. It was so many, I got so much negative feedback to where I didn't even do it until I just decided, woke up one day and I said, man, forget all them, man. I'm gonna do it anyway.
What do you mean, man?
I did it on a smaller scale
What
first.
you mean?
Well, I reached out to people that I looked up to, who I knew personally, that I looked up to, and I told them what I was getting ready to do, and I wanted them to be involved, and I wanted their blessings, and I get like, no, man, you might don't want to do that, it'll do this, or man, you this, that, and it's like, you're stepping on toes, and what you think about this, and that, it just was a lot of different people saying different things, so I really looked up to. I put it that way.
Do you think they were genuine with it, or just didn't know exactly what was going on, or didn't feel what you was putting down, wasn't picking up what you was putting down?
Oh, no, now I feel like, they didn't want me through the door, because nigga, I came through the door making noise. Yeah. I made a fucking difference. I know I put a dent in certain people's situations and changed their situations.
Damn.
So now looking back at it, it was like, oh, that's why they ain't want me to do this. And yes, last year proved it. That was the second year, dog. The second year it doubled.
Y'all make sure y'all, hey, listen, y'all make sure y'all get online and check that out, man, because that was a hell of a year.
Yeah.
I had so much fun out there, man.
Yeah,
and I met some people.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I said, that's why they want me through the door, because nigga, I'm a threat. They feel like I'm a threat or something. And I said, okay, well, let me make sure y'all feel me. Yeah.
Oh, you got the big nuts on the bed, huh?
Yeah, because it worked the opposite. They actually, I told you I'm crazy, Blakk. I'm motivated by the least amount of things. Mm-hmm. I'm not motivated by a pat on the back. I'm motivated by you telling me what I can't do.
Too Black, Too Strong Media Company, Mega Blast. We out. Lex Luga.